finally remembered to turn my air conditioning off. It's making like a little noise right now because it just turned off. Finally remembered to turn it off because I have left it on the last like 3 videos and I feel like it ruins the video. I know you guys don't care, but I hate it, so I'm turning it off. We're gonna be hot, we're gonna be sweaty. It's fine. But hey y'all, I am back and I have more of your paranormal stories that I'm super nervous to read today. I picked out 4 stories. They're kind of short. I thought I saw a person. But that plant, it's that fucking plant in the corner. We see it and I'm like, it's a ghost. Picked out 4 stories that I'm really excited to read, so we're gonna get right into this. I have a lot of rambling to do at the end of this. A lot. This first story says, don't live next to a mortician. Hey Courtney, I've watched your YouTube channel for years and love listening to the paranormal stories, so I thought I would share mine. Please be warned, it's long. Names, towns, and states have been omitted or changed for others' privacy. When I was a teenager, we moved to a house in the Midwest. This house was the oldest or second oldest, I don't remember which, in the town built back in the 1800s. If you were facing the front door, to the right was a railroad track and a funeral home, and to the left was the local mortician's house. Important info on this house. Up until city's ordinance changed 20 years prior, the morgue used to be in his basement. One of my little brother's bedroom was on the side closest to the mortician's house. After a few weeks, he began refusing to go into his room. One night, he's screaming his head off and I go downstairs to see what's wrong. It was about 8 p.m. and our mom was on her way home from work. I was roughly 16, he was about 4. He's screaming that he saw scary people in the basement window of the neighbor's house, where the morgue used to be. And when they saw he was looking at them, they came to his window. Thinking actual people were peeking in his window, I grabbed my phone ready to call for help and asked what they looked like and if they had gotten into a car. He said no, they're still there. They have long gray faces, their mouths are long, they have no teeth and no eyes, and they're screaming at me. Can't you see them? Just then, I hear a tap, tap, tap on his window. I scooped him up so fast and ran into the living room with him, and we slept on the couch with Tarzan playing on repeat. A few weeks later, Mom forces him to go to bed in his room again. About midnight to 1 a.m., he screams again. My older sister was home this time, and we both went down to check on him as our mom was sound asleep, and we knew she probably couldn't hear him through her heavy wood door. My older sister holds him, and I see shadowy silhouettes of 4 or more people in the window through the sheer curtains. My sister asks what's wrong, having not yet heard the story of the long-faced people, and he tells her the long-faced people are back and describes them to her. My sister goes pale, and right as he says that, again there's a tap, tap, tap on the window. We ran, leaving him in there, and began pounding on Mom's door. My brother is crying, and our mom finally says, what? My sister explains the long-faced people, and my mom's like, well, someone go get the baby. I'm not going in there. Which, looking back on it, the fact that my mom was so scared she was willing to sacrifice us to get my brother makes me laugh now. My poor brother. When I first read that, I was like, you're joking? You're joking. Oh my fucking God. That is like literally terrifying. The long-faced people. The long-faced people. The freakiest part to me is the fact that like they were somewhere else. They were in someone's basement and they saw your brother looking at them and they literally, like they came up to the fucking window. Like I cannot fathom. I just can't do it. This next story, all it says is paranormal stories. A lot of these were titled just like my paranormal stories, so they're not very exciting titles, but they're good stories. Buckle up. Hi Courtney, my name is Malu. I think it's Malu. I love your videos and I've always wanted to tell you about my paranormal experiences. I'm from Denmark, so if there's spelling errors, I apologize. I have 4 stories I want to tell you about. First, home alone. When I was about 6, I was home alone with my 2 brothers, the eldest 17 and the youngest 7. I also have a sister, but she wasn't home. My little brother and I were sleeping in my dad's bed on the 1st floor, and my older brother had the entire 3rd floor of the apartment for himself. All of a sudden, he hears footsteps coming up the stairs. Keep in mind these stairs were made of a metal of some sort, so they were loud. He thought one of us had gotten out of bed and was a little annoyed. He then hears the door to my sister's room open, 2nd floor, and her door was a pain in the butt. It was always stuck, so it made a lot of noise. He heard footsteps inside of her room, but when he went down the stairs, the door was closed, no one was in there, and my little brother and I were snoring in our dad's bed. I always had a feeling someone was at the stairs at all times, and I was terrified of the stairs. Number 2, not alone at night. When I was about 10 months old, my parents hired a babysitter, who is very much a part of our family till this day. She was with us on vacation and celebrations. One time we were going to Spain and she was going to watch the house and our dog. Every single night she went to bed in my mom's bedroom, she saw this tall figure standing beside the bed just looking at her. Our dog did not want to be within 5 feet of the bedroom. Until one night she sat up in bed and said, I'm not here to harm anyone. I'm looking out for the house. This family means the world to me and care for them deeply. After that, she never saw him again. We're convinced it was my grandpa protecting the house. That's crazy. And you know what else is crazy? My Be Real just went off, so we're gonna take a Be Real really quick. Just me filming a video. Okay, hang on. We gotta do this. Anyways, back to the story. Sorry. Number 3, passing through. One night many years ago, I was scared of sleeping alone in my room. Not any particular reason, just a kid not wanting to sleep alone. So I walked to my parents' bedroom with my blanket, and when I got to the door, someone was leaving the room. Me standing in front of the door moved to the side to let the person through, thinking it's one of my parents. I moved my whole ass body to let this person pass through, but when I went through the door, both of my parents were sleeping. I was terrified. Oh my God. You're just like, yeah, no, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, let the ghost pass through you as if they can't just walk through your body. Okay, number 4, sitting alone. So this is not too long ago, happened last year. My current boyfriend, me, and my parents, who are back together at this point, and some friends were just having a nice time, having fun, playing games, drinking and stuff. When they all went out for a cigarette, I stayed inside looking for some food. So I was standing by the counter, I turned my head to the dinner table really quick. I saw a man sitting there with his face buried in his hands looking really sad. I just got a glimpse of him, but when I looked back, no one was there. It didn't freak me out. The only thing I could think of was, why is he so sad? So I told my mom about the man that I saw by the table and how his body was positioned and that he looked sad. Then she proceeded to tell me that that was the last memory she had of her dad. He died when she was 5. She told me that she remembers him sitting by the dinner table with his face in his hands and telling my grandma that it's back, the illness that he had. And that is the last thing she remembers about him. Him with his face in his hands at the dinner table, crying and throwing up. Anyways, I have more stories, so let me know. I hope it is readable. Oh my gosh, yes, you did an amazing job. And if you have more stories, I would love to hear them. Those are all like, I don't know, they're crazy. Just the fact that every single story is like you seeing a different person, or or maybe the grandpa, maybe you saw them twice. I don't know, I have a horrible memory. So stories 1 to 4, couldn't remember story 1. But like the fact that you saw a different the fact that you moved aside for a no. Okay, this next one says, my copious amounts of paranormal experiences. Hi, I'm Portia. I've been a fan for a little over a year now, and I finally decided to share my copious amounts of paranormal experiences with you. I've been experiencing the paranormal since I was a kid, but it became more prominent when I was 12 and started playing with Ouija boards. Really stupid, I know. 2018. The first prominent experience I've had was when I was 13. It was my 3rd or 4th time messing with a Ouija board, and I was at a friend, A's house. The 3 of us got the board and wanted to play around with one because it had become a frequent pastime in our friend group. With Ouija boards, there are many things you shouldn't ask the spirits, like, do you want to hurt us or do you want to kill us? It's important to note that we were sitting on the concrete to the side of their house outside the laundry room door. My friend, L, decided to ask the board those same 2 questions mentioned before, and the planchette moved to yes both times. As it said yes, that it wanted to kill us, the door in front of us slammed so hard it bounced back open. It couldn't have been the wind, as there was none, or the AC in A's house wasn't on, and even if it was, it points in a complete different direction and doesn't actually reach the laundry. Safe to say we screamed and ran to the other side of the backyard after burning the makeshift Ouija board we had. The next few instances were at my own home, where I'm assuming the spirits I encountered at A's house followed me. In my bedroom, I used to sleep with my door open due to an irrational fear of the dark that I still have to this day. I woke up at exactly 3:33 a.m. to my door slowly shutting on its own. There's no way this could have been the AC, as it was on the other side of the house and the unit was broken at the time. I always make sure to keep my window shut when I'm asleep, as well, as I'm a very paranoid person due to my anxiety. It completely shut right as my clock turned at 3:34, and I refused to go back to sleep that night and instead stayed up watching YouTube until dawn. I'm the oldest of 6 kids, and during the time this occurred, my youngest sibling was 2. She had a knack for waking up in the middle of the night, so when I awoke to giggling in the shadow of my little sister running past my door into the lounge room, my immediate instinct was to get her back in bed. But when I walked out to the lounge room calling her name, all I saw was a completely black shadow of what looked like her. This shadow entity that looked exactly like my sister jumped around on the couch, stopped, stared right through me, and disappeared in front of my eyes. Shut the fuck up. I thought I was going crazy and that my little sister was actually awake. So I went to check on her and she was dead asleep in her bed. I still cannot explain the story to this day. Other than that, between 2018 and 2021, I had very few paranormal experiences. Sure, there were the odd knocks here and there or the odd door shutting slowly on its own, but those were completely normal occurrences for me at that point. So this is in 2022. At this point, I'd moved out of the house where the spirits I'd attracted from A's place had followed me, and after living in this house for a year, I thought they had been gone for good. Until about a month ago. I was playing video games on my brother's PC and it was about 11 p.m. I had an empty Pepsi Max can on the desk beside my keyboard and the fan was on. I look over and see the Pepsi can is moving on its own in these very rigid circles. It would move in bursts of energy and then stop for a few seconds, as though the spirit was either A, struggling to move it considering we're on 2 different astral planes, or B, wanted me to see them moving the can to make sure I knew they were there. Either way, it worked, and after sitting there for 2 minutes watching it, I realized I needed to stop it in case the spirit saw it as an invitation with the simple words, "Oi, quit it. They can't stop moving." I thought it could have been the fan, so I left the can alone for another 3 hours while I played, and it didn't move at all for the next few hours. It's even weirder because I was mentioning not even an hour earlier that the one thing I hadn't experienced yet was the spirit moving things in front of my eyes. Safe to say I'm pretty sure I have an attachment, but it doesn't seem to be causing any harm. So I'm not really going to do anything about it. Unless that's where my random bruises are coming from, but I'm also a competitive dancer, so I can never really tell with those things. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my stories. If you want more of them, I'd be more than happy to rack my brain for some other scary shit. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more that I can't remember while writing this. The little sister story? The little sister? Like the fact that you saw your little sister, that was that story, right? I'm not kidding. I think I'm losing my mind. I think my memory is completely shot at this point. I don't know how. I don't know why. But I'm pretty sure that was the one with the little sister running around and you were like, what the fuck? And then you went out there and she disappeared in front of your eyes? Yeah, that's terrifying. Don't like that. This is the last one I'm gonna read. It says, the dancing ghost in my bathroom. This one's not like terrifying or it's just really interesting. It's really cool. Hello, this story's gonna be a shorter one, but it was something I recently remembered. It's also not terribly scary and not one of the wildest things that has happened to me, but it's certainly spooky. Anyway, for reference, my name's Jay and I'm in my mid-20s. This took place when I was around 11, 12, maybe 13, I can't quite remember. But I was living with my dad, stepmother, and 2 younger siblings. I should also mention the house we were living in wasn't that old, and although I'd had a few weird occurrences, there was nothing super paranormal that happened, nor any tragedies from my understanding. Anyways, this weird phenomenon would take place in the upstairs bathroom. There was nothing particularly special about the bathroom. It had a bathtub, a counter, and a toilet. I remember one particular day, nature was calling. So I sat down on the toilet and do my thing. I looked towards the door, which is to my left, without turning my head too much, and I saw this twirling sheer skirt spitting in my peripheral. When I went to look at what it was, it vanished. There was nothing there. Now, we did have sheer white curtains on the window, but they had a pattern on them. The skirt that I saw was plain, and it was fully see-through, like a ghost. I looked to my left again, and sure enough, I saw the twirling skirt again. There were no feet, no real indication of what the hell it was. It was just a spinning skirt, like someone was slowly twirling a good 3 feet above the ground. I only ever saw the bottom of the skirt. It reminds me of a twirling ballerina in a music box. It spun, but there was no movement from the skirt itself. It seemed stiff, like a ballerina in a music box. I remember mentioning it to my dad, and he seemed creeped out, but assured me it was just the curtains that I was seeing. But whenever I sat on the toilet and looked to my left, I would always see that twirling skirt in my peripheral. Nothing really came of it. I ended up moving out when I was 14. We had some family issues. To my knowledge, I was the only one to see the skirt, but with how my dad acted when I told him about it, it seemed like he had seen it too. I don't know, because it could just be the curtains, like, I don't know. But I just thought that story was crazy. I'm like, it just dancing. They're just dancing in the bathroom. I thought it was like a cute little interesting short story. I don't know. But that is all I'm gonna read for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other stories you want to share with me or the community, I will have my subreddit linked down below. I have a lot of rambling I want to get to, so I'm gonna end the video. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Want to hear something so sad? So sad. Want to hear something so sad? So I'm not picking my nose, I'm itching it. So as you guys know, I was on Bumble BFF and I made a friend and I was going out with this friend all the time. Yeah, this friend is moving back home because she had just moved here in February from Texas, which is funny because it's like I lived in Texas and like moved back to Arizona and she moved to Arizona and she's moving back to Texas. But she's actually leaving in like a week. I'm really sad about it. We went out, we hung out all the time. And it was super fun. She was a really great person. And she was like I feel like we like clicked really well as friends. Like it was just, I don't know, it was like crazy. Because she was the first person I'd actually really like met through Bumble BFF. So it was just weird like that was like, I don't know, it was weird. But she's leaving and I'm very sad. But we've been trying to make the most out of the rest of her time here. And so we've been like planning all this stuff and doing all this stuff. And this last weekend, not the weekend that you're seeing this, but last weekend, we went out and oh my God, I got fucked up. I didn't even mean to get fucked up, but I got fucked up. So I don't even know how it happened. I think we did something Friday night. Oh, we went to First Friday, which is like an art thing, but we went to a different First Friday. If you live in Arizona, you know what First Friday is. It's probably a thing everywhere, I don't know. But we went to like a different First Friday. It was more like a thrifting First Friday. Like it was just people selling like t-shirts and shit, and there was like rollerblading and food and stuff, whatever. So we went to that on Friday, and then Saturday we were like, let's go out, but let's just get like a couple drinks and not like go too crazy, but your last weekend here we'll go out and we'll go fucking crazy. So we went down to downtown Phoenix and we went to this one place to get food and get a couple drinks before we like went out. And so we went out at like 7 o'clock. I got home at 2. We were out for 7 hours. I don't even. So we go out at 7, we get food, we get a couple drinks, I don't know what I was drunk by like 8:30. Easily, because I had what we drank here. We drank here. We had one drink at my place, and then we went out. I had 2 drinks at dinner, so I'm already 3 vodka Red Bulls in. I was drunk by 8:30. And then we go to this place called Champagne Lanes, which is so fun. If you guys have never been there, if you live in Arizona, you have to go there. It's so fun. And you have to bowl. You have to. This is gonna be a long story, by the way. So we go to Champagne Lanes, and we get a drink. So this is my 4th drink, keep in mind. I don't know how many drinks I had throughout the night, so we're not gonna keep track, but just know this is my 4th drink. It's like 8, it's maybe 9 o'clock. And I'm a lightweight. So we get our drink, we go and sit down by the pool tables, and these like this like group of people, they were like, hey, play with us. So I am very bad at pool, so I played. I was awful. I couldn't even hit the fucking ball. I was already drunk too, so it was really bad. And then I met this guy. This is where I have to be honest with you guys. I met this guy who had a vape, and I know I told you guys I have been quitting, and this should have been 4 weeks. When you're seeing this video, it should have been a month. Yeah, so fucked that up big time. I was like, can I hit your vape? I was like, I quit 3 weeks ago, and he was like, no, you didn't. Here you go. And so I was hitting the vape all night long. Every 2 seconds he'd be like, here you go, and I'd be like, yes. I hate myself. I fucking hate myself. But I did hit the vape all night. But I woke up the next day and didn't want to hit one at all, which is like good. It was a moment of weakness. So we played pool with these people. We met these other guys who had the vape. So there's like 2 groups of people, and then they played pool together. So it's like whatever. And me and Demi, my bubble BFF, signed up for bowling. And so it was like an hour wait, so we're just like chilling, drinking. I think a guy bought me a drink, don't remember. I think someone bought me a drink at this point, or maybe I ordered a drink, maybe both, probably both. So I'm probably like 6 drinks in at this before bowling. I'm 6 drinks in before bowling. And we tell all these people, we signed up just Demi and I, but we tell all these people, hey, when we have our lane, come bowl with us. We can all just take turns. And it was like just me and Demi on the list, like on the score sheet, but it was like everyone just going. So we had like maybe like 6 people bowling with us. I don't even know how many people. And then some other like random dude comes over and starts bowling with us, and I asked the guy with the vape, I was like, do you know who that is? He goes, I have no fucking idea who that is. And he's just bowling with us. Random, came out of nowhere. Then I get more drinks in me, I believe, I don't know, and then someone else buys me a drink, and then we leave Champagne Lanes and we go to another bar that I don't remember the name of, I don't know. And then I ended up leaving, we left around 2, so like the bars were closing, and we did not plan on staying out that late. Like we were literally gonna stay out for a couple of hours, have a couple of drinks, not get fucked up, but then I was like fucked up. I was so fucked up. Demi was pretty much sober by the end of the night. I felt so bad. I was like, this bitch is gonna hate me. I texted her the next day. I was like, I'm so sorry. I got so drunk. She was like, you're fine. It was fun. Bowling though, highlight of the night. That was so much fun, was bowling. I wish I would have taken a video of me bowling because I probably looked so stupid. Also, the balls were like this big. They were so tiny. They were so cute. And we would throw them at like the same time. Like we were just like, okay, everyone throw the ball. And so we'd have like 3 balls going down the lane at one time. And I'm like, how did we not break this fucking, I don't know. Like it's a nice memory for Demi before she leaves. Me getting super fucked up and her being sober. But we're going out again this weekend when you're seeing this, and we are gonna put a limit to the drinks. Like a 4 max, 4 maybe 5 max. Cause when I get up there, I don't stop. And then I throw up in the Uber. I didn't throw up in the Uber, I pulled over. We pulled over on the side of the road, and I threw up on the side of the road, on the side of the freeway. But then I threw up all night, not all night, I threw up a little bit and then I fell asleep. And then all day, Sunday, I was dead. Absolutely dead. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't eat or drink anything until 1. I'm talking for a long time, I'm gonna go. I don't really have anything else to say. I was super hungover on Sunday, like violently hungover, which always happens to me, always. I have food in my teeth, and if that's been there the whole video and you can see it the whole video, I will literally, I'm sweating though. It's getting real hot in here, it's getting real toasty, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. That's my whole story. It was a very fun weekend. I wish I could give you more details, but they all know I do YouTube. Every person that I met that night knows I do YouTube, and I cannot, I just can't give you more details than I have already. I cannot. There's not that much more to tell you. It was a lot of fun, but I did break my no nicotine or my no vaping. I'm a little ashamed, but it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. Oops, my overalls just hit the chair. I have overalls on, but they're not buckled up. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm wearing them. Drink responsibly. Don't be like me. I love you. See ya.